Hello, everybody. How are you guys? I hope you guys are good. Hope you are having a great day or night, no matter where you are. All right, so let's get into it. Lots to talk about tonight. Let's jump right in. Let's start with what is going on with Cracker Barrel. Now, I don't know how many of you are fans of Cracker Barrel, if you've ever been there, but it, it's an old town, old home type Southern restaurant. This old themed, like everything was like way back in the day. Well, they have decided that they were going to lose their logo that they've had forever, and they have lost almost $100 million in value after the new logo released. So they have removed the old man, removed the barrel, removed the words old. Oh, come on.
Biscuits and gravy. I'm getting hungry. The Southern-based restaurant chain CEO says that it's, quote, just not as relevant as it used to be. And the company's stock has plummeted 40% so far this year. So take a look. Here's some of the changes. New menu items, price tweaks, maybe higher in some areas, lower in others, and remodeling some of its restaurants. Think fresher looks. Yeah.
Well, fresher looks, they have completely changed the entire thing. It's no longer, you used to walk in there and you'd walk into this old school type of gift shop. Hey, mama. This old school gift shop. Kids would always want you to get them something in there. It was like all homemade. It was all cool stuff. Well, that's all gone. They've completely updated the rustic restaurant, and now it looks like this. Let me pull it up here. Sorry, I gotta find it. I got so many pulled up here. Give me 1 second. Uh-oh. Right here. Okay. This is what it looks like today. Completely different. Did you see this, babe? Look, that's what they did to Cracker Barrel. That's what it looks like now. Do you remember what it looked like before?
The fireplace in there.
Way different. Way different. But again, $100 million down the drain. Was it worth it? I think not. What do you guys think? Do you guys have Cracker Barrels where you live? Like, we only have a few in the area. It's not like a, it's not like a Denny's or anything. All right, moving on. Now, Jay Caro's attorney, DJ, whatever you want to refer to him as, had made a claim that Rebecca and Jay Caro are not out searching for their missing baby Emmanuel because police took their vehicle and they have no reliable transportation. Yet you see them leaving court, getting into a vehicle and driving away. Not that that is even an excuse. Not that not having a vehicle is an excuse not to go out and look for your child anyway. But let's hear what this Cracker Jack DJ part lawyer has to say.
They are doing everything in their power to try to find their son. The major concern at this point is, how do you find your son when law enforcement has your vehicle?
These parents don't have a vehicle. They have no reliable transportation.
There they go, driving away. don't have a vehicle to go out and search for their son. And that's the reason that they're not out looking for him. But there they are driving around in a vehicle. Oh, 100%. He is lying through his teeth. No doubt. No doubt about it. Hey, Retha. Good to see you. Mother of 3 found dead in LA after going missing. Husband, who first claimed that ICE took her, caught on security footage dragging a large object wrapped in a sheet before fleeing to Peru.
Troubling surveillance video shows suspected killer Josemar Cabrera passing his neighbor's Ring camera as he pulls a large object wrapped in fabric.
He's dragging like some kind of a blanket with something inside. Probably he had the body in there.
It sure does look it.
Conclusion for Mario Sanchez, the Lancaster neighbor who captured the footage, sharing what he knew about Cabrera and his 33-year-old wife, Shayla Gutierrez, who was found dead in the Angeles National Forest 3 days ago.
I never had any interaction with the husband. He always seems like mad all the time. But with the wife, she was pretty nice.
Troubling surveillance video.
Yep. He said ICE took his wife. She's gone. And then the neighbor happened to catch this on security footage. What's it look like to you? What do you guys think? Let me hear your thoughts. That is terrible. It is insane. The stuff we see today. It's crazy. All right. Yeah, whatever was in there was heavy. They always tell you this 1993 kids cartoon tried to warn us all. Now, who here is old enough to remember this cartoon? Because I know that I seen it many, many, many times. It's funny. Like, it's funny now as an adult. You'll see clips like this, and you don't know it as you're watching it as a kid. But then when you watch it as an adult, you're like, wow, there was a lot of crazy things in there that just goes right over kids' heads that they don't get. But like the warnings are there, guys. They're all there.
Hey, let's get some ice cream.
How about this one? Pistachio almond fruit fudge butterscotch delight.
Ingredients: zinc trisodium aspartate, sorbitol and bisulfate, oxide beta-carotene, lactic acid carabine. Grade A milk emulsified, maltodextrin alkylide, silicon dioxide, lots of sugar.
Hey, all right.
Calcified synthetic salt, artificial barley malt, glycerin and aspartate, folic acid.
That tastes great. Monosodium glutamate, dehydrated calciumate, soybean oil, butter fat, carbohydrates. I'll do that.
Hooray for sugar, cause we love it. Chocolate chips, we want more of it. Cakes and ice cream, want to shove it down our throats real fast. Here's a candy bar, you tried it?
Hey, let's all see what's inside it.
Gelatinized triglycerin, phosphate, soybean lecithin, deoxylite, trisilicon, dipped in chocolate.
Bring it on!
Citrus enzymes, DHT, powdered milk.
Sounds good to me.
Baking soda, carob gum, carbohydrate.
Yummy yum! Monosodium glutamate, zinc disodium alginate, whole grain flour, yeast and fat. Time to eat it. I'll do that. We like sweets a lot, so give us all you got, and we'll stuff them in our bodies till they make our insides rot.
You know what's crazy is a lot of kids probably watched that and memorized the song and went around singing the song and had no idea what they were actually saying. But that's how it works, right? And then you grow up as an adult and you realize that they've got all these chemicals and all this crap that they've pumped into your body for all of these years, just so they can send you to the doctor and send you to the hospital, and Big Pharma can prescribe these medications, which in turn pad the doctor's pockets. It's one big conspiracy. But again, as a kid, you don't think about that, but they tell you as a child. You know what I mean? It's funny. It's funny how they do things. It's a funny thing. Exactly. Like they do. Like, yes. All right, let's check this out. Now, I've talked a few times about how schools have run drills, like active shooter drills, and it completely traumatizes these students. Like they walk away PTSD, like they've got anxiety issues, they have to go to therapy. Like this stuff really messes some kids up. But now they're like, check out what they did with teachers. A Missouri high school posted a video showing a man jumping out of a locker with a gun and firing a blank into the air to simulate gunfire. This active shooter drill was conducted after staff spent a couple of days in the classroom learning how to respond. Good, realistic training or a risky stunt? Let's check it out.
This goes to a whole nother level. I want you to remember everything that we've talked about. When an active shooter event happens, it can happen in an instant. You know.
Somebody get the gun.
This goes to a whole nother level. I want you to remember everything that we've talked about. When an active shooter event happens, it can happen in an instant. You know.
Somebody get the gun.
Okay, now, obviously, these are the staff at the school. Obviously, they know. I mean, they don't know at the moment that the shooter, quote unquote, is going to step out, but they do know that it's going to happen. They've been prepared. And even still, some of them report having PTSD and major anxiety issues from this. So when they do these things to children, I know there's some parents out there and some people out there that'll say, listen, it's a good thing. It's preparing the kids. It's getting them ready. First of all, you should not have to prepare your children to go to school and have an active shooter situation. You should not have to prepare for something like that. Now, I know that we live in the world that we live in, and this kind of shit does happen. However, everybody is affected in a different way. So just this staff saying, listen, that was a very traumatic experience for me. I didn't sleep for how many days? Like, this was really a scary thing for me. Just imagine what it's like on these children that go through it. And the children don't get 3 days of preparedness. They don't know it's going to happen. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the active shooter drills in schools? Risky event. I'm with you. I don't like it at all. I am with you. I chose a non-religious private school for many reasons. Yeah, well, I homeschooled for many reasons. All right. Missing mom of 5 found alive in woods after days without water or food. Florida officials announced that a mother of 5 who went missing earlier this week was found alive on Wednesday in a wooded area less than a mile from her home. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office said 34-year-old Kayla Bailey spent several days without access to food or water. Bailey was last seen at her home late Sunday evening and was reported missing the next day. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office had asked for the public's assistance in locating Bailey. At the time, detectives believe she may be in danger. The Sheriff's Office and Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department partnered for a joint search effort. Together, the two agencies were able to bring this to a successful conclusion. Let me do something real quick here. Oh, okay. It's already done. Mount said Bailey was found lying down in a wooded area just off a trail. One of our search teams of police and fire called in on the radio and announced that our victim was recovered alive and well, which is great news to us, Sergeant Michael Mont said at a press conference. Mount said that the recent arrest of Kayla's husband, Joshua Bailey, is unrelated to the missing persons case. He is charged with violation of injunction for protection against domestic violence and violation of probation, community control action, newsjax.com reported. Mont said Kayla Bailey was transported to a local hospital for medical treatment and is currently in stable condition. We are relieved this case had a positive outcome. We look forward to working with JFRD every day to keep Jacksonville safe. Mott said the sheriff's office plans to do a more in-depth interview with Kayla Bailey. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office said dozens of officers participated in the search, utilizing both new technology and tried and true methods. Our investigation will continue ongoing to check on the welfare of everyone involved, the children, the father, the mother, and everyone that is involved in it. We are going to continue checking into everything. Again, we leave no stone unturned. At least she was found safe. We don't know what happened. We don't know what caused her to be out there in the woods for days without anything, but she had no access to it, which says to me that she was unable to get up and walk to food or water, right? Obviously. But at least there was a good ending this time. At least for once, we can say she was found alive, which is nice. We don't get to say that too often. School and they weren't like this. Didn't call an active shooter. Maybe they should have left it the way it was, not to scare kids, but I don't know. Yeah, I know. I can see both sides of it, but it is super traumatizing. That's for sure. No doubt in my mind. All right. Vincent Hughes, Jay Carroll's attorney, is also a DJ. Can't make this stuff up. So this Timu attorney got Jake probation for beating his 10-week-old daughter so bad that she had permanent brain damage. He did such a great job that he called him again for his 7-month-old son. Here's his account. DJ Fresh to Death. Isn't that weird? DJ Fresh to Death, Vincent Hughes, forever about music, attorney, DJ, remixer. Really? How are you supposed to take somebody like that serious? Like, what a freaking clown. For real. For real. Yes, now Sebastian Rogers has to be found. I know. I couldn't believe it when they found Jaden Spicer. Like, I saw the outcome. I figured that's what was going to happen. But it's, thinking it and then having it happen are two different things. It was heartbreaking. And now this baby is going to be another one. It's completely ridiculous. Speaking of Emmanuel, could this have been the last sighting of Emmanuel Harrow, 1 week before his parents had reported him missing? Let's check this out. Yesterday morning at 8:30 a.m., I followed up on a lead in the whereabouts of missing baby Emmanuel. A week prior, the couple was reported spotted carrying a baby on the hip, pushing a stroller with another child in it at the Do It Best hardware store in Beaumont. The father was reported looking to buy a large Sawzall, but they didn't have it in stock and left right after that. The store has not confirmed this. If it is true, that means baby Emmanuel could have been spotted alive at this time because they are looking for an actual last time seen alive because the mother is a lying freaking lunatic and the father can't be trusted. So they're trying to figure out when is the last time this boy was actually seen alive by somebody other than mom and dad. But it is very concerning, in my opinion, that he was going to buy a Sawzall. I mean, you ever tried to cut wood with a Sawzall? They're not very good for a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot better saws you can buy if you're looking to build something. Sawzalls are usually used for something else. But again, just my opinion. Ugh, this shit makes me so mad. Warning. Trigger warning.
A daycare worker arrested in Bainbridge, Yvette Thurston, is facing felony child abuse charges for her alleged treatment of a toddler. Thurston was arrested at Little Blessings, a church child care facility, and is still wearing that Little Blessings shirt in this booking photo. The child's father shared photos of his 1-year-old son online and with us, but we want to warn you first, these images are startling. This is Clay Weeks. His father, Corey, says this happened on Clay's first day. Bainbridge Public Safety says they were called to the facility Monday just before 7 p.m. BPS has not released any details about what happened, but says officers were able to watch video surveillance of the incident. Thurston has bonded out of the Decatur County Jail and was ordered to have no contact with anyone under 18 or the Weeks family.
Okay, stop. Here's the problem right here. When you have an adult that does this to an innocent child and they are allowed bail or bond, is bullshit right off the bat. They should not, when an adult does this to a child, they should not be allowed to get out. They should not be allowed to get bail. They should be reprimanded. Like, they should not be out on bail or bond, period. But yet, that's what happens. And even if she is charged when they go to a trial, even if that happens, she's out free right now after doing God knows what she did to this child. And thank God, it was caught on video. But that makes it even worse. Like, she is now out. Oh, she was ordered not to be around any other children. She was a daycare worker at a church. And this is what she did to a little boy. And now she's out walking around free as a bird. It's sickening. Maybe baby Emmanuel would be fine right now if his father was never let out of jail. If his father was still sitting behind bars for what he did to his first child. But these people, these monsters do these things to these kids, and yet they're allowed to just be put back into society. It's absolutely disgusting. This is him after healing some. Isn't that awful?
Was ordered to have no contact with anyone under 18 or the Weeks family. We have reached out to the daycare for comment and have not.
Insane. That's what I'm saying.
Micah, it meant that there was dry land that the dove could find the olive leaf. That was a symbol that God used and that we continue to use today at our church. What other symbol from the Noah's Ark story can you remember? There's another symbol in that story. Yes, Carter, a rainbow. Look, we've got some rainbows. I have a rainbow bracelet today. A rainbow. Do you know that rainbows are another kind of symbol beyond what God intended the rainbow to mean? Jerian. It is a symbol for LGBTQ plus people. That is right. And they're beautiful. I agree. I'm going to show you. There are doors with rainbow decals in each one of those pictures. Whose doors are those? They are the churches. All of the doors to the outside, we have those rainbow decals. on our doors. And that is a symbol to people who come to our church that all people are welcome here. They're a symbol so that everyone can see, but there is a special, it's a special welcome to a group of people which we have already named, and those are people who call themselves LGBTQ+, right?
Okay. 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 Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's just forget that this lady is preaching to these children that the rainbow from Noah's Ark is a symbol of the LGBTQ plus community, and that she's teaching that to these little kids. Let's just forget that she talks about it coming from the Bible, of all places. Let's just look at the fact that she is this woman talking to these little children. Look how little they are. These are not grown. These are not teenagers. These are not 10-year-old kids. These are little impressionable children. And it is nobody's place to be talking to these little kids and putting any of that shit in their head. That is where the problem starts to begin with. It's not the kids that pick this stuff up. It's the adults that push it down their throats, in my opinion. An 11-year-old girl was beaten to death at home as adults watched. Family members blame racism, thinking they did something wrong.
I feel like they seen the color of our skin and immediately we did something to the little girl. I feel like they seen the color of our skin and immediately we did something to the little girl. And it was disgusting.
You just heard from
Yeah, she was... Okay, I'm going to replay that so you hear that again.
Feel like they seen the color of our skin and immediately we did something to the little girl. And it was disgusting.
She said that she said that she thought that people were accusing her of doing something to the little girl because she was black. That had nothing to do with it at all. Check it out.
You just heard from Kamisha McGaskey, who police charged with murder in a Kyrie Bell's death, along with multiple felonies, including trafficking minors. The coroner said Bell died on June 13th.
Did you all hear that? This lady who wants to stand up there, or who stood up there, talking about, oh, well, they're just accusing me because I'm black, that I killed this, that I did something to this girl. They're just accusing me, right? She is accused of murder and trafficking minors, for God's sakes.
They seen the color of our skin and immediately we did something to the little girl. And it was disgusting.
You just heard from Kamisha McGaskey, who police charged with murder in a Kyrie Bell's death, along with multiple felonies, including trafficking minors. The coroner said Bell died on June 13th from blunt force trauma and labeled her case a homicide. Police initially charged McGaskey, Bell's guardian, and a distant cousin with obstruction of justice. When she spoke to us after Kyrie's death in June, she denied any claims of hurting her kids and accused police of racial profiling.
I sent her upstairs to take a bath with her sister. Like 20 minutes later, her sister called and said she passed out. I went up there to provide aid for her. And as soon as I found out that she was unconscious, I dialed 911 and I
These
called
two know,
the
you can
police.
tell.
Warren State, between January 1st and June 11th, she also beat a 15-year-old boy on multiple occasions, and that she used her hands, feet, various objects, and personal weapons. Warren State, her 12-year-old child, along with a 3-year-old and 14-year-old, were inside of the home during the beatings. The warrants reveal 4 other adults face unlawful conduct towards the child charges and claim they were present for the beatings but did not stop them at any point. It adds there an action put at Kyrie at an ongoing and unreasonable harm and contributed to the circumstances surrounding her death.
That is so crazy to me. This is the problem with the world that we live in. Oh my God. Okay. Child Protective Services was supposed to be an agency that was made to protect children from abuse, from neglect, from, from all of the dangers of the world, basically, that are in their world, right? That's what it was made. That was what it was supposed to be, or that was the idea of it when it got started. However, you see more and more and more of the neglect from Child Protective Services themselves. They have been involved in, and again, do not take this as fact. This is my opinion based off of research I have done. Think for yourself, do your own research. They have been, how do I want to word this? Involved in facilitating the trafficking of children. There has been instances of it. They have put children into the homes of people with abuse charges. They have put children into the homes of child molesters. They have put children in, basically put children right in danger's way. This woman, this guardian of these children, who was also a trafficker, had multiple now has multiple charges because of things that she has done to the kids that were in her care. No, nothing was done about that. Emmanuel right now is missing because he was in a home of a father who was beaten a child before, but yet was still able to have custody of his son and remain in the home with another child after what he had done. It's absolutely bonkers to me. You have Child Protective Services that in certain states partner with, I'm going to say, certain motel chains to house unhoused women and children. So homeless families, they will place in these motels that are tied to human trafficking. Somebody make this shit make sense, please. Because while Trump is out there demolishing all of these agencies that are no longer needed, let's take a look at CPS's track record. Let's take a look at the kids that have fallen victim to them themselves. It's absolutely insane. It's crazy. It didn't work. It was a bad experience, a bad experiment. On a lighter note, FDA issues warning about radioactive shrimp sold at Walmarts. You are requested to do not eat. The FDA has issued an urgent warning about radioactive shrimp sold at Walmart stores nationwide, advising consumers do not eat certain frozen products contaminated with the dangerous isotope cesium-137, which poses severe health risks, including radiation poisoning and long-term cancer. Shocker. Shocker, right? Because, for goodness sakes, we have the Food and Drug Administration that's supposed to make sure that everybody's food is safe before it is distributed out to millions of Americans. But yet, here we have another recall where, something just happened to slip through the cracks. And not only was it not good shrimp, but it is radioactive shrimp that is causing radiation poisoning and long-term cancer threats. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. In a press release today, the FDA detailed their ongoing investigation into reports of CS-137 contamination detected in shipping containers and frozen shrimp imported by Indonesian company BMS Foods. Flagged by customs officers at 4 major U.S. ports, this alarming discovery has prompted recalls at Walmart locations where the affected batches were distributed, raising questions about supply chain oversight and the potential for widespread exposure. Officials urge anyone who purchased the shrimp to dispose of it immediately and seek medical advice if consumed, while emphasizing the need for stricter import inspections to prevent future incidents involving hazardous materials in everyday food items. Yeah, you'd think that the least that they could do is inspect the freaking food before it is sent out to the people. But nope, too busy for that. CNN claims Jeffrey Epstein's VIP ring is a political dud and a nothing burger. Jeffrey Epstein's elite P network, a dark web of presidents, prime ministers, billionaires, and royal entangled into abuse, blackmail, and a national security risks, ranks among the most shocking scandals of our time. Again, do not take this as fact. Think for yourself, do your own research, form your own opinion. But according to CNN, the entire saga is nothing more than a political dud and a nothing burger, a dismissal that has left survivors and truth seekers outraged. On CNN, pollster Harry Enton reported that Google searches for Epstein are down 89% from just 3 weeks ago. Trump's approval rating is holding steady and a much higher than term one at this point in his presidency, and less than 1% say it's the nation's top issue. I think it's still a big issue. I was pissed off at Trump when he came out and said, why is everybody still talking about Epstein? And then said, oh, there is no list. It was just made up by the Democrats. Bullshit. They can't release the list because everybody and their mama is on that list. Everybody and their mama is on that list. Can you imagine if that list come out? Every freaking buddy in every area of government or judges and legislative and house and all of that bullshit. Everybody'd be on it. I mean, can't let that get out. So let's just tell people that it doesn't exist. It was just brought up to start nonsense. Come on. So tell me why then Ghislaine Maxwell is sitting in prison for 20 years for trafficking kids if there was no ring to begin with. People are ridiculous. For years, CNN, along with other major networks, had knowledge of the Epstein scandal's explosive allegations, yet failed to fully report them, effectively shielding influential figures while the abuse and blackmail continued in the shadows. Per Washington Reporter, CNN's findings confirm that many across America have maintained that attempts to tie Trump to the disgraced convicted offender are amounting to nothing. Trump, his allies know, is unlikely to be implicated in any way in Epstein's crimes. Democrats had full control of the government for years, in which they weaponized the DOJ against him and his allies, and no evidence surfaced of a connection between the president and Epstein's crimes. Nevertheless, Democrats like Rep. Ted Lieu insist that Trump is engaged in another political stunt. He's now taking over the local police and deploying the National Guard in D.C. He's doing everything he can to distract from the Epstein files and nothing to lower prices. I mean, that's my issue. Okay, yes. Off of Epstein for a second. But let's talk about the nation's top issues. I think one of the nation's top issues right now is freaking cost of living. Nobody can afford to live. It is crazy. It is nuts. The price of gas, food, your energy bills, rent, mortgages, APRs on credit cards and loans and things like that. Like, people are working 60 hours a week. Some are working 2-3 jobs, and they still don't have enough at the end of the week after all their bills are paid to be able to do anything. I mean, it's crazy. If you want to rent a place and you're a single person, a 1-bedroom, I mean, honestly, today you're looking at $900 to $1,000 for a 1-bedroom. If you're looking for a 2-3 bed, let's say a 3-bedroom, you're looking at about $2,000 to $2,500 a month. And then in order for you to rent, you have to make you know, 2 to 3 times. Actually, most landlords are actually asking for 3 to 4 times the monthly rent. It's crazy. They're like, you got to be making 10 grand a month for us to even rent to you, because rent is $2,500 a month and we need to make sure you can pay it. But you can't get a home loan because they're saying you don't have good enough credit and you don't make enough money to get a home loan, and you can't afford a $1,500 a month mortgage, but you're stuck paying $2,500 a month in rent. It's completely ass backwards, and you're starving because you can't afford to eat. I mean, it's crazy. Trump, you want to do something for Americans? I mean, do something about the freaking cost of living, guy. Do something that actually puts money back into the average American's pockets and not the freaking billionaires and millionaires' pockets. They got enough. Do something for the actual American citizens, the blue collar folks, the American citizens that are supporting you. Help them live better, improve their life. The millionaires and the billionaires and their tax cuts, it's all bullshit. No, it's not doing nothing for America. It's not doing nobody any good. You want to do something for America, you want to be America's president, then make sure that Americans can freaking afford to live here. How about that? That's what America needs. Let me see. All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Glad you guys could be here. These are the types of videos I really enjoy doing. Talking about what's going on, making common sense and logic and putting it out there. These are my types of videos. This is my jam. So thank you guys for being here with me. I love and appreciate all of you. If you guys want to help us, I will link our, if you still want to help and donate, I will link our Cashapp, PayPal, and Venmo down in the description below. We appreciate all you guys that have helped. We love you. We appreciate everybody that's supported us through the years and is still here. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Oh, please hit that like button if you have not already done so. Please like and subscribe, and please share this video because this needs to get out there. Let's get people to share it on X so maybe Trump can see it. I mean, he's got to do something because America is suffering. I mean, everybody's focus is on getting rid of all the foreigners, getting rid of all the foreigners, getting rid of all the illegals. But like, let's take care of America. Let's take care of Americans and make sure we can all still afford to live here. I love you guys. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Keep asking those hard questions. Keep spreading that light. And I will see you all next time.